I'm 57. My wife's the same age. Like, let's go out. And this is wonderful town called Fredericksburg, which is about 80 miles from here, west. Very famous. If you're going to get married, that's a good place. Or it's where we have the hens parties.
Yeah.
But it's real old school. You know, we have butchers, bakers, etc. And we're pretty much off the grid. I mean, we do get electricity from the Central Electric Co-op, but we have our own whole house generator. I was just explaining, I'm building a gasifier, and a gasifier. This was big in the Great Depression, where with wood in a furnace, and you kind of have a furnace and a number of tubes, and then out the other end, and you just put wood in this furnace or anything else, you know, zombies, anything that'll burn. Out comes something called syngas. And you can literally put that right into the carburetor of a gas-powered engine, and it will run.
Wow.
So propane right now is $3. It just went up to $3.20 a gallon. It's getting, I mean, for us, okay, we can afford it, but it's really expensive. What if it just becomes unavailable? I have a lot of wood, and I can just keep throwing my wood in, and everything will function. We have a well. We have an aerobic septic system, which basically works just like a water cleaning facility. So out the other end shoots literally from sprays all over my garden, clean water after I've done all my business. So I'm ready.
Are you off grid?
and I have an S9 Miner.
I was going to say, sounds like you're off grid.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Or at least ready for it. I like having
You're
the
prepped.
grid. It's there. And there's some cool guys who run this outfit called Nextstream, which is, they're a wireless ISP. They also have 400 miles of dark fiber all around the hill country. Their own interconnects. They don't do anything with any of the other backhaul guys. And so they're connecting me up to fiber with the backup of the wireless internet service provider. So we should be good.
Have you got bullets? And
Dude.
You remember, I'm from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
We defend ourselves with a fork and a spoon.
Yeah, I remember when Bobby's just had a stick. That's not that way anymore in London.
I've only shot a gun 3 times.
Oh, dude. Well, if you had time, you know, we can always hook up because there's so much to do when it comes to that in Texas. But yeah, now I've never owned a gun before I lived in Texas.
Right.
It's really a part of our life.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, obviously that can be used for food supply would be probably my main reason, but you don't know when the zombie apocalypse comes. So yeah, even my wife also has a handgun. We carry them in the car. I don't carry on my person. You can legally here. That's it's not for me. It feels like I'd probably get in a rage.
I think I'd be one of those. If I got one, I'd get 20.
Well, this is the problem. They're really cool, and you go out shooting with your buddies. I'm not a hunter either. I don't like killing stuff. And he's like, oh, let me see this. Oh, I got an AR pistol. Oh, I got this. And yeah, it's because they're like reasonably affordable in the couple $100 range. You can get something pretty nice. Yeah, it becomes fun. It really does.
It's become a topic that we talk about on the show because obviously I come out to Texas a lot, or come out to the US a lot, and if I lived here, I would absolutely get a gun. I have no issue with them.
Yeah.
But I would never want to change the laws in the UK. If there was a referendum on bringing in guns, I would just be against it.
It's not the culture. It's as stupid, personally, to me, as Austin implementing bike paths. This is, I mean, I grew up in Amsterdam, so the bicycle traffic is very integrated with everything else, and it flows, and people don't even pay it. People are driving, riding without their hands on the handlebar, with the dog trotting next to them, with the kid on the back, kid on the front, grocery baskets, on the cell phone. They can do anything, and it works. But that's hundreds of years of integration of that traffic. You can't just say, here's a line, car, don't cross it, bikes, you're good to go, and then have the bicyclists act like they're God. No, I mean, this is, it's just as stupid. You can't do that. But probably more people will die in Austin on their bike than people would die in the UK of gunshot. Probably. Because, you guys got knives. You're big on sticking each other.
Yeah, but you know
That's
what?
That's a cool thing. Like, fucking stick you, motherfucker.
That knife thing, like people talk about that. They say, well, you need guns because the knife crime. But the knife crime really is predominantly gang crime.
Of course.
Yeah.
But what do you think gun crime is?
But I think there's a slight difference in here, and someone can lose their shit and, in certain scenarios, go out and shoot people, shoot themselves, shoot their family.
That's what always makes the news.
Yeah.
But, there's lots of stuff that happens when someone loses their shit and they kill people one way or the other.
No, of course. But what I'm saying is like, if anyone said to me there's a no-go zone in London, I'd probably say, no, I'd probably go there. I don't feel like we have those places you can't go. And you very rarely hear about an innocent person being stabbed. To me, it's not a reason to bring in guns, as some people think we should. But
see, the real thing about the USA and guns is what you're seeing right now. There are limitations to what our government will do. They are afraid of us, and they should be. And that's the ultimate point.
We had Cody Wilson on recently. He made a really interesting point with this.
3D gun guy.
Yeah, 3D gun guy.
Which he's now doing more, but
he's a really, really smart guy, real deep thinker. Really liked him. But
he's all about the First Amendment.
He is, but he said, a lot of people talk about guns in the US, and I won't get him exactly right, but he says, there's a chance to defend ourselves against the government. But he said we had the chance in COVID, and it didn't happen.
Correct. And I think you still need to push the American people to a certain point. And it still remains. No country will invade us for this very reason. I mean, it would be crazy. It's kind of interesting to see now with Ukraine, where we literally, America is dumping guns, in big crates, which of course is mainly being picked up by gangs. And let's make no mistake what Ukraine is, because I grew up in Europe. We all know what comes from Ukraine. We all know what's going on there. Not to say that there aren't lovely people, of course. It's the same everywhere. But now you have this, look at them, they're defending their own country with guns, yet America, get rid of your guns. It's a very weird type of hypocrisy.